Test, 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 test. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yeah, you guys are losing that. Can you hear me? Test, 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 test. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Welcome, welcome. It's the FOMC edition. It's a special crime edition. Remember that. We're here for crime season only. We got Shiesty Wizard in the house. Um, we just had a couple data points come out. Just real quick, real quick. We had a couple data points come out. We had um, no rate cuts, no rate hikes. That was expected. This is the problem. Um, the statement was mixed. It didn't really say anything about cutting more or that inflation is doing a good job. So we'll hear a lot more about that at 2:30 when Powell starts speaking. So that is worrisome. The worrisome. So this is why market kind of took a hit. Like if you take a look at stocks, look at this. This is why we just took a hit down on stocks, right? Um, let's pull up Bitcoin. Small hit on Bitcoin, but Bitcoin looks really good. Now I don't know about Let's look at gold. Gold looks really good. So stocks don't look good, but gold and Bitcoin looks good. But we have to see what he says. Um, we have to see what Powell says during the press conference because that's what's going to decide what really happens. Um, let me just let people know stream is live. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put a tweet out saying stream is live. So I got my laptop here. Okay. So this is what eat is eat, right? Eat's always gonna dump. So let's look at couple of altcoins. So yeah, altcoins are dumping. Oh yeah, love to see it. Pepe, looks okay. I mean, it doesn't matter. That you have to wait till 2:30 when he starts speaking. Oh, is it harder to hear me with the mask? I just do it for fun. Is it tougher to hear? Okay, hold on. All right, whatever. Wait, mask or no mask? Listen, man, it's crime edition. I feel like gotta rep my lions too, but I feel like crime season, right? Like, yeah, I feel like market pumps every time I wear the mask. So I feel like market pumps whenever I have the shiesty on. You know what I'm saying? Mask stays on. So autism. Why is it so shiny? The mask is shiny as fuck. All right, straight up. Okay, listen. This is the problem. Look at this. Stocks are taking a hit because they think Powell is going to come in hawkish. So right now, base case is that market is thinking Powell's going to be hawkish. Stocks are taking a hit. We got 2-year rates. We got 2-year rates spiking up, so you don't want to see that. Yeah, I mean, right now, it's not great. It's not bad. Bitcoin's obviously okay. Like, look at that. Right? We need to see a little. This is what I say. Let's see what Powell says when it starts, and we'll kind of go from there. You know what I'm saying? Right now, there's nothing much to do. So if we see big dips, if we start seeing like market just starts getting clobbered down, I'm probably gonna buy some dips. We're gonna buy the wicks. Unless Powell says that he thinks Trump is gonna be inflationary, then I don't know. But we got how long? We got 15 minutes. 15 minutes till Powell starts speaking, and then we're gonna start putting some trades on. We'll see what he does, and then we'll go from there. But right now, not good, right? Reason it's not good because Powell didn't cut. I am spot long. Okay, so a couple trades I have on right now. I'm spot long Bitcoin. I'm spot long XRP. Yeah, I'll put on. So Bitcoin. I don't know if they have a hard coin on here. Okay, these are some of my longs. I'm just gonna keep it here. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Market up. I mean, look at that. That's a big volume too. That's the tough part, right? Like this dump is a lot of volume. Like look at this. This is a big volume dump, which is what you don't want to see that. And that's the only reason that's happening is because of the fact that Powell's speech was not very bullish. Not the speech, the statement. So at 2 p.m., they have some statements, and that statement was not very bullish. Because they're still worried about inflation, which is weird because CPI was much lower. Like payrolls was great, PPI was great, CPI was lower, but I think Powell's worried about Trump being inflationary through trade war. But I don't see that. So let's see what questions get asked. Let's see what he says. My goal is this, okay? If we get here, I'm gonna add. So, like here, unless he comes in super hawkish, then I'll short. But right now, I'm not looking to short. I'm just looking to buy. So, if he comes in hot, like very hawkish, I think we'll see down here. So these are gonna be some levels I'm gonna be looking to buy. Like, and remember, I'm not a TA guy. So I'm just gonna layer in a couple bids, and what's with the mask? What do you mean? It's crime season. Gotta have the shiesty on, baby. FOMC will be bullish. I hope so. But yields are flying up. See, this is problem. This is a problem. This is a problem right here. Look at this. This is a problem. This right here. That's the problem. We can't have this going up. Like this is very dangerous. Like we're basically at all-time highs on 30-year interest rates. Like that's your mortgage rate going up. That's tough. Yeah, dollar strength's bad for sure. It didn't spike that much, but it just spiked a little bit. Like that's bad. You don't want to see this. Like look at this. This is the thing. I don't understand why they're being so restrictive with rates. There's no reason to be so restrictive. Inflation's coming down, CPI is coming lower, employment's good, the economy's doing okay. We got Trump as a president. I don't understand like why Powell is so hellbent on being hawkish. Like I don't know. Maybe we'll hear during the speech. Maybe he just doesn't like Trump. Like look at this. This thing is just spiking. As this spikes, all this shit's gonna dump. Remember, this is inversely proportional. So the higher this number goes, the lower all this shit goes. Like here, I'll put interest rates here. Interest rates are probably going. Yeah, look at that. Interest rates are spiking, and so you're seeing Nasdaq, you're seeing all this shit. Yeah. I mean, I feel like Powell probably could break this here, this dip, but I think maybe down here we get to. So, the levels I just put on, that's probably what I would look at to bid. That's the thing. Yeah, no, so this is what it is. They hate tariffs. That's 100% what it is. Yeah, they did this 2015, 2016. They saw what Trump just tried to do with Colombia. And the moment they saw that, I think that kind of like put an alarm on them, like, oh shit. Even though it's a negotiation tactic, I think Powell will look at that as inflationary, which it is. He's not wrong. Trade war is inflationary. That's true. For social economic stuff, it's going to help America, like illegal immigration and stuff like that. But when it comes dollar for dollar, tariffs are inflationary. So it is possible that we do see a push lower. Best hedge for, I mean, short, I guess. You could short altcoins because nothing is going to dump more than altcoins. So if dollar pumps a lot, Bitcoin's going to dump, yes, but altcoins are going to get smoked. Like, yeah, I'll put this here. Yeah, like all this shit's going to get, like, altcoins, meme coins are going to get destroyed. So let's see. I mean, AI coins are down like 50, 60%. So if you're still holding a lot of them, you might as well ride it out now. I mean, they could go down another 50%, but still. Does he ever temper comments based on the? Not really. He's coming in with what he was planned to say. Probably 24 hours ago, he probably decided what he was going to say. Yeah, so he did say that he did enact tariffs on Colombia when they were fucking around, to fuck around and find out. So, maybe they're going to use that. We don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. Listen, this is all speculation. We're going to find out in 9 minutes of what Powell really thinks, which I'm going to put my computer on it, or my TV on it, so I can hear. Okay, what tie? What tie do we think he's going to wear? Yeah, this is confirmed. I'm just kidding. Purple tie. I think purple tie. We should have like a market. Does Myriad and Abstract have a market? Okay, we got Eddie saying blue tie. Purple's good. I like purple. If it's red, sell everything. Almost short right away. If it's purple, it's okay. We don't. It's like mixed. I don't know, but when it's time, it'll probably be like a lot of stuff. But let's be patient. There's no need to rush into it. We'll find out in 8 minutes. In 8 minutes, we're gonna know what happens with this market for the next month. The math was getting annoying, so. Okay, I say purple tie. So okay, this guy keeps asking which altcoins to short. If you want to hedge, you could short, you could short, like find weak stuff. What's like some of the weakest altcoins here? Let's take a look. Is there any like DeFi stuff? Yeah, you could short, I guess, MKR. Any of the stuff that's weak, you could short Aave, stuff like that. I don't know about AI, like they keep going up and down, but Cerebro probably. My God, this shit's just like down only. Look at these charts. Look at these AI charts, how disgusting they are. Listen, trenches survive when there is injection of liquidity in the market, right? That's what the primary purpose of trenches is. So trenches have been really good. As you saw, interest rates, I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's a function of liquidity in the market. So if you look at just look at interest rates, markets, anything over the last 2 years. Why is the stream not an abstract? I don't know how to stream on abstract. But the next one, maybe I'll do that. Whoa, this mask. Right? A little masked up. Right? We still gotta keep crime season going, Still gotta keep crime season going. We can't give up yet. All right, how much time we got left? 5 minutes till he starts speaking and the market starts fireworks. Fireworks in 5 minutes. Bro, I've said it like 10 times. Stop asking the same question. Opinion on MLG, love it. I think it's a great coin, great cult. But if everything gets fucked, then everything gets fucked. What can I do? Love Graphane as well. I have a big bag of Graphane, but it's down 50% because everything's getting smoked over the last few days. We should have these bets up, on isn't there like myriad markets or some shit like that we could do? I think anything that's a competitor to Pump Fun is great. How is that coin doing? We got what? 4 minutes. Let's just look on Deck Screener real quick. Man, I mean, I've held a lot of coins 50% plus. At this point, might as well wait it out. What is it? Pumpkin, PKIM? Yeah, no complaints. I think it's cool. I think it's a good coin. Probably in this area, I would bid from here to here. Let's see. Or not, I don't know. What else we like? I like this one, the dog AI. Fuku Puku. Slow grind chart. Not bad. What else? Beans. You guys showed me beans last time. Remember? Oh, damn. What happened to beans? Wanted to go back up. Go back up. I like beans, though. I think that's a good coin. All right. How many minutes left? 2 minutes. 2 minutes till Powell comes up and the fireworks begin. What is this? Seek 16 AZ? Dollar keeps pumping. Yeah, sucks. But again, it's a function of the market. All these animal coins have gotten smoked. I think we just have to wait and watch. Pengu, I feel like I'm more comfortable with sitting on that. But all right, 2 minutes left, and Powell's gonna be coming on. You guys ready for fireworks? Okay, I got purple tie. If it's red tie, we just shorting. Maybe I'll have it ready. I'll be ready to short. I want to be ready to buy as well. I need a triple chart. I think I'm only gonna trade Bitcoin right now because I think there's a lot of risk in the market. Okay, so I'm gonna watch this. Be ready to market buy when the time comes. We'll take a look at take a look at the chart after FOMC. Okay, how about that? Right now, let's just focus on AFC on it starting. Here we go. I'll turn it up. I have my TV here just so you guys know. Where is he? Come on, Powell. Powell's taking too long. Should we just long it? Is this bullish? Yo, purple tie. Purple tie. Should we long it just for fun? We'll long some Bitcoin just for fun.
And I remain squarely focused on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people. The economy is strong, is strong overall, and has made significant progress toward our goals over the past 2 years. Labor market conditions have cooled from their formerly overheated state and remain solid. Inflation has moved much closer to our 2% longer run goal, though it remains somewhat elevated. In support of our goals, today the Federal Open Market Committee decided to leave our policy interest rate unchanged and to continue to reduce our securities holdings. I'll have more to say about monetary policy.
Do you want me to put the stream up here? Okay. Hold on.
Recent indicators suggest that economic.
Do you want me to just hear, or do you want me to put the stream up?
Solid pace. For 2024 as a whole, GDP looks to have risen above 2%, bolstered by resilient consumer spending. Investment in equipment and intangibles appears to have slowed in the fourth quarter, but was strong for the year overall. Following weakness in the middle of last year, activity in the housing sector seems to have stabilized. In the labor market, conditions remain solid. Payroll job gains averaged 170,000 per month over the past 3 months. Following earlier increases, the unemployment rate has stabilized since the middle of last year, and at 4.1% in December remains low. Nominal wage growth has eased over the past year, and the jobs to workers gap has narrowed.
Our purple tie long is printing.
Indicators suggest that conditions in the labor market are broadly in balance. The labor market is not a source of significant inflationary pressures.
That was the funniest long ever.
Inflation has eased significantly over the past 2 years, but remains somewhat elevated relative to our 2% longer run goal. Estimates based on the Consumer Price Index and other data indicate that total PCE prices rose 2.6% over the 12 months ending in December. And
all right, hold on. I'll put the stream up.
Categories, core PCE prices
Whoops.
rose 2.8%. Longer-term inflation expectations appear to remain well anchored, as reflected in a broad range of surveys of households.
Okay. Better? You guys can't hear? Oh,
Adjust our policy stance. At today's meeting, the committee decided to maintain the target range for the federal funds rate at 4.25% to 4.5%.
it's fine. We're just gonna watch.
We know that reducing policy restraint too fast or too much could hinder progress on inflation.
Seems kind of dovish at the moment, yes.
Reducing policy
But we'll see
restraint
the Q&A, but the statement's kind of dovish, yes. And you can tell. You can tell dollars dropping right away on the back of it. Bitcoin's moving up.
The committee will assess incoming data.
Stocks are moving up. So market's taking it kind of dovish right now.
We're not on any preset course. As the economy evolves, we will adjust our policy stance in a manner that best promotes our maximum employment and price stability goals. If the economy remains strong and inflation does not continue to move sustainably toward 2%, we can maintain policy restraint for longer. If the labor market were to weaken unexpectedly or inflation were to fall more quickly than anticipated, we can ease policy.
Yeah, we longed when he had the purple tie, just FYI.
Position to deal with the risks.
I saw the purple tie and I longed it. It was like 101.8. Let's see.
Our 5-year review of our monetary policy framework is taking place this year. At this meeting, the committee began.
You guys can hear me though, right?
The context and outcomes of our previous review that concluded in 2020, as well as the experiences of other central banks.
Well, the players, we're just watching. We're watching what Powell says. But right now, we're long Bitcoin.
Parties, including Federalism's events around the country and a research conference in May.
Let's see what happens. If it dumps down here, I'm gonna add more. And if it dumps down here, I'll add more. But I don't know if we get down that much. Market seems way more bearish than you should be. Ooh, look at that dollar spiking. He just said some bearish stuff.
The Fed has been assigned 2 goals for monetary policy: maximum employment and stable prices. We remain committed to supporting maximum employment, bringing inflation sustainably to our 2% goal, and keeping longer-run inflation expectations well anchored. Our success in delivering on these goals matters to all Americans. We understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country. Everything we do is in service to our public mission. We at the Fed will do everything we can to achieve our maximum employment and price stability goals.
You know, he's talking a lot about employment. He never used to talk that much about employment before. So that's pretty good to see.
At event in Davos, from 2 Davos anyway, the president said he'll demand that interest rates drop immediately. So I guess I have a 3-part question. Has the president done this to you? Has he made that demand? Secondly, what is your response to that? And third, what effect, if anything, if any, does a president making these kind of remarks have on policy?
Oh boy, big question.
3 questions. I'm seeing it really as 1 question though, so I'm not going to have any response or comment whatsoever on what the president said. It's not appropriate for me to do so. The public should be confident that we will continue to do our work as we always have, focusing on using our tools to achieve our goals and really keeping our heads down and doing our work, and that's how we best serve the public.
Okay, so he doesn't care that much about what Trump says. So that's good.
I've had no contact.
No contact with the president. That's good. Dude, he's starting to sound kind of dovish, man.
Chair Powell, you and several of your colleagues said around the time of the last meeting that your policy stance was meaningfully restrictive. Given economic and financial market development,
I love this question.
how has your confidence changed in an assessment that says interest rates are meaningfully restrictive?
I don't think that my assessment really has changed. I mean, a couple of things have happened. We've gotten more strong data, but we've also seen rates move up at the long end, which could represent a tightening of financial.
Good. That's dovish. You see dollars starting to dump right away?
We can see that policy is restrictive.
Look at that.
High rates.
Look at that. Yeah, we want to see this die this, and this will go up. Good. Our Bitcoin longs printing. We're printing, baby.
And has moved largely to maximum employment.
This is good.
We literally look at the movement toward the goal variables to make that assessment. policy is meaningfully less restrictive than it was before we began to cut. It's 100 basis points less restrictive. And for that reason, we're going to be focusing on seeing real progress on inflation or alternatively some weakness in the labor market before we consider making adjustments.
If I could follow
Okay.
up, does the
Good. He likes how the market's going.
Would you judge interest rates to still be meaningfully restrictive if you were to lower them by another quarter point?
Dude, I love Nick. He's best questions ever.
I think our policy stance is very well calibrated.
Dovish is good. Dovish means that he wants rates to go lower. It means market goes up. So dovish is bullish. Just for people to know, hawkish is bearish. Dovish is bullish. So he's saying think like a dove. A dove, means like doves like going down, right? Like doves usually go down like that when they fly, whereas hawks they go up. So it's interest rate going up, hawkish, and this is going down. So that's good. Yeah, Bitcoin longs printing, baby. Woo, doggy, we're printing. Dude, that purple tie long, ooh. Purple tie long, boys.
Progress towards the 2% goal. Is that no longer the case?
No, so let me look. If you just look at the first paragraph, we give it a little bit of language cleanup there. We took out a reference to since earlier.
Why doesn't he say bullish or bearish? Because that's not what his job is. His job is not to pump the market or drop the market. His job is to give an idea on how interest rates will move. Now, it's not that always, if it's hawkish, the market goes down. Sometimes it goes up, depending on what regime of the market you're in. That's why you can't say bullish or bearish. Send it, baby. We're long for our coin.
To achieving our 2% inflation goal sustainably.
And just to follow up, we've seen inflation expectations across a number of measures rise sharply, which has
Bitcoin outperforming. Baby, let's go. Look at that. Dollar dumping, Bitcoin spiking, interest stock spiking. Our longs printing, baby. Our longs printing. We're pumping.
Expectations moving up a little bit at the short end, but not at the long run, which is what really matters. And those could be related to what you mentioned, some of the new policies. I think where the committee is very much in the mode.
Look at the pump on Solana. Holy shit.
Policies are enacted. We don't
Damn, I should have long some Solana too on leverage. I just did Bitcoin.
With immigration, with fiscal policy, and with regulatory policy. We're only just beginning to see, actually are not really beginning to see much. And I think we need to let those policies be articulated before we can even begin to make a plausible assessment of what their implications for the economy will be. So we're going to be watching carefully. And as we always say, this is no different than any other set of policy changes at the beginning of an administration. We'll patiently watch and understand it and kind of not be in a hurry to get to a place of understanding what our policy response should be.
That's hilarious. Yeah, and you stop the count. Stop the count. No more questions. Stop the count.
You and your colleagues normally condition future policy moves with the phrase, if the economy develops as we anticipate. Is it fair to say that since there's a lot unknown about what this administration's fiscal policies are actually going to be,
Who's this guy
you
asking?
don't have a medium to long-term economic forecast that you can have confidence in? Or if that's not true, can you lay out what you think is going to happen in the economy, how you see it developing?
Well, at all times, forecasts are conditional at a minimum on just a set of expectations, and they're highly uncertain in both directions. We know that economic forecasting is really difficult beyond just a month or two out. So in the current situation, there's probably some elevated uncertainty because of significant policy shifts in those four areas that I mentioned: tariffs, immigration, fiscal policy, and regulatory policy. So there's probably some additional uncertainty, but that should be passing. We should go.
No, not too bad. You're just talking about some uncertainty in the market. I think that's okay.
What forecasters are doing, not just us, but everybody's doing it. They've got sort of just a set of assumptions about what might happen, but they're really kind of in the nature of a placeholder. And meaning, plausible could be, but honestly, you wouldn't stand behind it because you just
Honestly, he sounds
you just don't hold
like he's comfortable with where inflation is right now. I think that's the most important point.
Policies affected at the margin.
The purple tie long, usually when he wears purple ties, he's dovish and he longs. That's why we longed.
Feel the economy that policy is restricted suggests that the Fed in general wants to continue to lower interest rates. So when you look at the data that you are dependent on, are you looking for data that tell you that you can cut, or data that will tell you you should hold?
We're looking. It's more the other. The way it works is we are looking at the data to guide us in what we should do, and that's what we do. And right now, we feel like we're in a very good place. Policy is well positioned. The economy is in quite a good place.
Pumping more
as well. And what we do expect is to see further progress on inflation. And as I mentioned, as we see that, or if we were to see weakening in the labor market, that could foster. We could then be in a position of making further adjustments. But right now, we don't see that, and we see things as in a really good place for policy and for the economy, and so we feel like we don't need to be in a hurry to make any adjustments.
Okay, that's kind of mixed. They're not in a hurry to cut or hike, so it's more economy dependent, more macro dependent. So that's good because Bitcoin is in a bullish trend, so the trend should continue.
The most successful organizations are often the ones that have a strong and persistent commitment to diversity and inclusion. These organizations.
Yeah, he's saying we're in a very good place. This is all bullish. Stop the count. Stop the conference.
Do you still believe that? And if so, how do you intend to put that belief into practice while remaining consistent with the recent executive order prohibiting diversity and inclusion efforts?
Who's asking this question?
Yes, answer your first question, but to the second question, I want to say this. We are, like others, we're reviewing the orders and the associated details as they're made available. And as has been our practice over many administrations, we are working to align our policies with the executive orders as appropriate and consistent with applicable law. And I want to add that I'm not going to have anything more specific for you today on this whole set of issues.
Well, I could just follow up quickly on that. I'm wondering how
Man,
you're getting
Ethereum is full sending. Holy shit, look at this.
the Dodd-Frank laws stipulations about maintaining an office of minority and women's inclusion.
So
Look at that pump. Look at the Bitcoin pump, though. Love it. I'm still riding my long. I haven't closed.
Just to follow up on Steve's question, what reassurance can you give the American public that the Fed will continue to operate independent of politics of its administration?
As I've said countless times over the years, this is
Who is this?
What we do. We study the data. We analyze how it will affect.
Why are they asking these stupid questions? Swear to God. So annoying.
Use our tools to try to get our best understanding, our best thinking, try to achieve our goals. That's what we do. That's always what we do. Don't look for us to do anything else. And that's lots of research shows that's the best way for a central bank to operate. That'll give us the best possible chance to.
I feel like these reporters are short and want him to like trip over and say dumb shit. Like,
You said that the Fed is in wait and see mode based on the policy.
look at this. Look at dollar just crashing. Love it. Love it.
Policies like mass deportations, changes in immigration policy specifically.
These questions make no sense. What does deportation policy have to do with interest rates?
They look at a range of possible outcomes, and they tend to be
So dumb.
really good to really bad. And
Like DEI questions.
Things that they do in each teal book, you can look at the 5-year-old teal books and see their alternative simulations. So that's what they do. It'll be a baseline.
These questions make no sense.
Alternative scenarios, including really good ones and not so good ones. And what those do is they spark, the policymakers to sort of think and understand about the uncertainties that surround us. So yes, we the staff does that, and we're all well aware that the range of possibilities is always broad, and not just now, but always. And it's hard to be open to just how possibilities are for an economy. You know, no one saw the pandemic coming, and it was, it changed everything. So things happen, and but yes, we do that. But it's different. It's one thing to do that, to make assessments about what might happen and begin to think about what you might do in that case. But you don't act until you see much more than we see now.
Katarina Saraiva, Bloomberg News. Last month you talked about a future rate cut as being pretty, significantly predicated on more progress in inflation. With the characterization of the labor market in the statement today, would you say that that's even more so the case now?
Say yeah.
It's the same. We want to see, further progress on inflation.
Oh,
And
that's not good. I didn't like that answer. So not many cuts possible. Why did she ask this question?
Takes up the seasonality issues that may exist, and we're just going to need to see that. We think we see the pathway for that to happen. One example, a key example, is that you now do see owner's equivalent rent and housing services, the way it's calculated for PCE. You see that coming down pretty steadily.
Ooh, he sees PCE coming down, OER coming down, rental prices coming down. That's good. That's good. That's bullish.
Services which don't tend to send much signal, so you can look through all that and
Bitcoin wants to go. Look, you got dollar pushing, but Bitcoin's still pushing. But you got to see stocks coming, well, Ethereum coming down, but
so we're going to want to see further progress on inflation.
they want to see further progress.
2%, but our goal is 2%, and we do need to get back to sustainably 2%.
And in terms of the labor market, how?
Why is she getting so many questions? It doesn't make any sense.
That it's in a pretty solid place. Was there
Bitcoin, let's go Bitcoin.
A few underlying indicators that are showing perhaps some weakness, a low hiring rate, workers reporting that it's increasingly difficult to find a job. Is that of concern to the committee?
So you're right. I mean, we look at, of course, a very broad range. So it starts with unemployment. Unemployment.
Yeah, Bitcoin just wants to go. Look at it. Even compared to Bitcoin, dominance is going up. As Powell speaking, I think out of all the assets right now, Bitcoin is about to put up a clinic. Look at this.
It's a low hiring environment. So if you have a job, it's all good. But if you have to find a job, the job finding rate, the hiring rates have come down, and that's more typical of a. Let's say that the unemployment at the labor market is at a sustainable level. It's not overheated anymore. We don't think we need it to cool off anymore. We do watch it.
Oh, that's good. You see what he just said? He said if.
I'd say we watch those things quite carefully.
No, this is very good. So he said he's very comfortable where the labor market is. If he doesn't need it to cool down anymore. That's big. That's really big. That means he doesn't need unemployment to go higher for him to potentially cut more or keep rates where they are. That's very bullish. That's very bullish.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Bro, I have a big long. We all long together on stream. I have like $2 million I added on leverage during this. Dude, stop the count. This is great. I don't want to hear any more questions. Like, just end it. He just answered this question.
The flow across the board have decreased very significantly, and there's every reason to expect that to continue. And so, but job creation.
Fuck your puts, bitch.
So, if those two things come down together, that sort of can be a reason for the unemployment rate to stabilize. In other words, the break-even rate, as population growth slows, the break-even rate that you need in new jobs to make jobs for workers declines as well. So this
is good.
Something about what's happening. You do see a very flat unemployment rate at a time.
We love it. We love it. How's Fartcoin doing?
I know that tax money is not used here, but Elon Musk alleges that the Fed is, quote, absurdly overstaffed. We've seen the executive branch push to reduce.
Send it, baby. Fartcoin, new highs. New highs, baby.
Budget process. We're fully aware that with this, we owe that to the public, and we believe we do that. I got a further comment than that. Thanks.
Chris?
Chris Rieger, Associated Press. President Trump has said he will lower inflation by reducing gas and energy costs. Do you see such costs as a particular driver of inflation, and would lowering them have a dramatic effect?
Chris, I'm not gonna react or discuss anything that any elected politician might say. So I'll give you a mulligan.
Thank you. Well, nearly 2 weeks ago, the Fed said it was withdrawing from the network for greening the financial system, even as
But people keep asking about Trump. How many times has he said he's not going to talk about Trump? It's ridiculous. Some of these politicians, they have their own propaganda. It's so annoying. They want the market to do bad. This is supposed to be independent.
Sure, I'd be glad to.
Fucking
So we
douchebags.
considered this, really at length, and we did decide to withdraw from the NGFS. And really, the reason is that the work that the NGFS does has broadened very significantly. You think about nature-related risks, and biodiversity, and things like that. In addition, the work of the NGFS is in significant part intended to, and this is a quote, mobilize mainstream finance to support the transition toward a sustainable economy. So we joined to get the benefit of understanding what other central banks were doing and seeing research and things like that. I think this is just way beyond any plausible mandate that you could attribute to the Fed. And so we have a quite narrow role, as I've said many times. And I think that the activities of the NGFS are not a good fit for the Fed, given our current authority. So, and I just think it was time to acknowledge that, this process dates back a couple of years. I made the decision to bring this to the board, some months ago. The process just took time to get here, and this is when we got it and voted on it. So, and I'm aware of how it can look, but it was really not driven by politics. It was driven by kind of the disconnect between the work of the NGFS and our mandate. Other central banks have different mandates, and belonging to the NGFS, we have no criticism.
Will we get Trump questions? Yes. In the meantime, if you got tickers that you want me to go over, just put it in the comments.
Thanks, Andrew Ackerman with the Washington Post. I'm wondering if you talk more about what further progress would look like for consumers.
They're just asking dumb shit now.
Inflation down to 2% sustainably is what we're trying to achieve. We're somewhat above that.
They need to end the conference now, because now they're just saying dumb shit, and Powell's gonna trip over. He's done this before, right? He keeps talking, and then he didn't mean to, but he ends up being hawkish, and the market just fucking gets clobbered. See, dollars pumping because they're asking stupid questions now.
You are from neutral.
Okay, some questions about the market in the meantime.
Precision, of course.
Let's see, what do we got here?
The neutral rate bias works. So I think
Pengu, okay. Listen, I think
pretty much everyone on the committee's estimates of the longer run neutral.
This is what you think about Pengu, right? It's a long term play with Pengu. Pudgy penguins have gone through several ups and downs on the market. They have taken, think about Mog. Mog took a lot of 80% dumps before it went to $1 billion. Same with Pudgies. Pudgies were 0.5, 0.25 ETH for ages, even after Luca took over. So right now there's some FUD with Abstract. We don't even know what's going on with Abstract. What if Abstract ends up giving significant or even decent amount of multiplier effect or full out allocation to Pudgy holders, to Penguin holders, to Pengu holders? We don't know. So I think right now market is a little jittery already, and I think the fact that entire market was taking a hit kind of just saw a bigger hit on Pengu coin, and I think that's why it came down. But listen, look at all the animal coins, right? They're all down pretty bad over time, right? What did this go to? 5 billion? From 5 billion to 1 billion with? Even one of my favorite coins, Chill Guy, the problem with Chill Guy is, so of course very upsetting what's happened with it. I think it's more a function that it just had so many tailwinds. You had the artists constantly flooding. You had every other animal coin out there flooding. And then you had, right when Chill Guy got to 750 million, you had AI market like start taking over. You had Goat. You had all like Profane, Cerebro. And so, it just lost a lot of mind share. Like, it's still very popular on TikTok and stuff. But I think the amount of FUD it received was just disappointing. And I think it took a hit because of that. But, you never know. All these coins. Like, remember Mudang when, what's Mudang at? Right? See, another one. And this has got Coinbase listing. Pepe is down a lot too. I mean, all these animal coins have been like just completely brutalized. Like, look at that. Right? This is supposed to be one of the main coins of this, like meme coins of this cycle, and it is just down only from like it peaking post Coinbase, which maybe Coinbase is just a bearish thing now. Like, who knows? But yeah, let's take a look at the a few more
You
things.
really have to just look out the window and see.
So I want to make sure that I don't miss out. I mean, I think we're mostly. I think okay. Before I start going into other stuff, I think for most part Powell's speech is done. I think he's just kind of starting to round up. It seems relatively dovish to me, unless he says
Around it, but,
something crazy towards the end. I'm just going to keep it on the side just in case he says something insane and market gets clobbered. But overall, I think it's good. I think he's comfortable with inflation coming down. I think he's very comfortable with where labor market is. He said very clearly that he doesn't need to see too much more weakening in the labor market. I think he just wants to see it consistently be here for the next 2-3 months. Just listening to what you're saying.
We don't know what's going to be tariffed. We don't know for how long.
Yeah. So okay.
What countries.
Oh shit! He's talking about tariffs. Fuck.
How it's going to transmit through the.
There we go. That's why market's taking a hit.
That really does remain to be seen.
Somebody asked a heavy tariff question.
Where that price increase from the tariff can show up between the manufacturer and the consumer. Just so many variables. So we're just going to have to wait and see. And the best we can do is what we've done, which is study up on this and look at historical experience, read the literature, and think about the factors that might matter. And then we'll just have to see how it goes.
Okay, so tariffs are a concern. So basically, this is what's going to happen in the next 4 years. Every time Trump tweets about tariffs, we're going to see the market dump. That's basically what Powell is saying. Like, if Trump does any tariff stuff, we're not going to be looking to ease. If anything, we might look to hike.
And then the second question is just, I wonder if the AI prompted sell-off in the stock market this week.
Oh, deep sea question.
About the state of financial conditions.
So,
this is a big question.
Let's talk about runoff. So,
see, even the end of the conference, people throw bombs, and you never know.
Roughly as high as they were when runoff began, and the federal funds rate has been very steady within the target range. We track a bunch of metrics, and they do tend to point to the reserves being abundant. We do intend to reduce the size of our balance sheet to a level that's consistent with implementing monetary policy efficiently and effectively in our ample reserves regime. We're closely monitoring a range of indicators to assess.
Man, they start asking all these questions towards the end.
Approaching a level that could be judged as, quote, somewhat above ample. I don't have anything to say to you about particular dates. It's just that's the process, and what we see is
yeah, market's taking a hit right away. See how quick it is? This man has insane power. The moment he started talking about tariffs, boom, red candle on Bitcoin right away. This is why you don't top long.
On AI, it's a big event in the stock market and in particular parts of the stock market. I mean, what really matters for us is macro developments, and that means substantial changes in financial conditions that are persistent for a period of time. So I wouldn't put that label on these events, although of course we're all watching it with interest.
So he's watching AI stuff. That's interesting. I never thought he would be.
Thank you. You
mentioned in your remarks that activity in the housing sector seems to have stabilized. At the same time, since your first rate cut in September, long-term mortgage rates have gone up by a full percentage point, back above 7%. I'm wondering, kind of looking forward, are you confident that activity will remain stable given how elevated mortgage rates are? How does it fit into your broader thinking about the economy?
So, as you know, as we've
How wild is that?
our policy rate 100 basis points, longer rates have gone up, not because of
People, all these liberal,
because of expectations about our policy or about inflation. It's
the liberal reporters start asking all these like aggressive Trump questions, and you know,
I think these higher rates are they're probably hold back housing activities to some extent if they're persistent. We'll have to see how long they persist. So
oh, he's worried about the.
we control an overnight rate.
He's starting to get a little bit hawkish or less dovish.
Asset prices, including interest rates. But in this particular case, it's all happened at a time when, for reasons unrelated to our policy, longer rates have moved up.
Jennifer. Thank you.
Damn.
Jennifer Schonberger with Yahoo Finance. You said you want to see further progress on inflation. Given that households appear to be unhappy with the elevated level of prices, do you believe the committee should wait until inflation has fallen back to target to cut rates again?
No, I wouldn't say that. We've never said we need to be all the way at target to reduce rates. At any time, what we're doing is we're looking at the economy and asking whether our policy stance is the right one to achieve maximum employment and price stability. So I think if we would want to see further progress, but we think our, as I mentioned, we think that our policy stance is restrictive, meaningfully restrictive, not highly restrictive, but meaningfully restrictive. And so I would think we need to see further progress. I wouldn't say all the way back down to 2% on a sustainable basis.
Oh, that's good. That's a really good word to say. He doesn't need to see it consistently to 2%. If CPI drops enough, oh, that's very good. Oh, who's this chick? She's great.
It could cause them to pull back, ultimately weighing on growth. Does the threat of tariffs cause you to ponder?
Oh, more tariff questions. Stop.
I want to avoid commenting even indirectly on the conduct of tariffs. It's not our job, and it's our job to comment.
Then don't say nothing if you don't want to talk about tariffs.
So I wouldn't want to criticize anything that's happening or really comment on it one way or another, praise it for that matter. It's just not our job. I do think that, we found in 2018, there was a lot of work done on trade policy uncertainty. Trade policy uncertainty, if it's large and persistent, can start to matter for businesses making investment decisions and things like that. That's not something I'm observing today.
Okay. He's not worried about tariffs right now, but
that did matter in 2018-19, and it's one of many things we'll be watching.
a lot of tariff questions. Basically, these liberal reporters want him to be aggressive about tariffs, so that every time Trump says the word tariff, we're gonna market's gonna tank. So we need to have, so if you're trading with leverage, have notifications on for Trump. The moment he talks about putting tariffs on anyone, just short the market or get out of your longs. Because clearly, Powell's not being aggressive about it, but he's worried. Basically, he's not going to look to ease policy if he starts seeing tariffs come up. So 2018 would be a good proxy for this. Well, we longed Bitcoin at 101.8 when he came out in a purple tie. So that's my trade during this stream. Yo, but it's true, right? I get it. It's an emotional ride, but every word he uses a certain word, market dumps. But look at this. Forget crypto market. Crypto market's crypto market's a baby market. Dollar market, rates market. These are the biggest markets in the world, and they're going up and down like crazy based on what he says. It's insane. How did we let one person have so much power? It's kind of disgusting.
So overall, financial conditions are probably still somewhat accommodative, but it's a mixed bag.
I put okay. Here's a question.
Hi, Chair Powell. I'm Rich Escobedo with CBS News.
Powell is saying it's bad for market. Yeah, of course. I've always said tariffs are inflationary and they're not good for the market. Yeah, 100%. I've been through 2018. Yeah.
What risks you see that might challenge your assessment?
Well, the things we watch, we discussed.
Yeah, we need myriad markets during these streams so that we can make bets on what's gonna happen for sure.
You would see unemployment go up very quickly because
I put stop market and profit. So if we dump, it'll just close me out like a trailing stop or whatever. Just put that. So right now we're in big profit. So just put the stop so you can get out.
in the aggregate, the numbers are good, but we know that people at the lower end of the income spectrum.
No one man should have all that power. I agree. It's insane how much power this guy has.
Inflation now is the price level because inflation has
Can you?
inflation is now
Hey, we're bullish, man.
the target.
What do you want me to do? Do the bullish stance? Bullish, bull. I'm bullish. I'm long. I long Bitcoin with you guys. Love it. Great trade, boys. Great trade. We at least printed on the stream. At minimum, this was a money-making stream for people who longed with me when I said. So we'll take it. At least something. A free stream made you guys money. Come on. For people who haven't, make sure you guys. Hey, I need everybody to subscribe to this so we can make a shit ton of money together. Right here, weeklywisdom.com. Go right now. Subscribe. Swear to God, you will not be disappointed. Trust me. Trust me, Daddy. Why is he still talking? Can this conference end? Hey. Purple tie was all we needed. That was a good. Glad to hear you made money, brother. Satoshi.
Thank you, Chair Powell. Nicholas Jasinski from Barron's. The uncertainty is certainly a theme today. And I'm wondering, are there any periods from your career or as it relates to markets, the economy, what's going on here in Washington and beyond, or from lessons from history that may provide some guidance for a central banker operating in uncertain times like today?
Why are they asking these questions, man?
I guess I'd say this: uncertainty is with us all the time.
Unreal.
It is human nature, apparently, to underestimate how fat the tails are in a way. You know, the possibility. We think of things in a normal distribution, and in the economy, it's not a normal distribution. The tails are very fat, meaning things can happen way out of your expectations. It's never not that way. I wouldn't, if you think about it, think about the first few months of the pandemic. That was uncertainty. Are we going to be able to reopen the economy?
Subscribe for Hard Time Tracking. Listen, if you don't want to keep track of stuff, just read the newsletter. Don't do anything else. The telegrams can be busy, and there's a lot of money to be made if you have the time span. But if you don't want to do anything, you don't want to track shit, only read the newsletter once a week. 10 minutes. That's it. That's all I ask.
So, yes, the price level went up a lot for inflation, and people are feeling that, and they're not wrong. But so the kind of uncertainty we have is just a usual level.
Dude, you guys need to subscribe to the newsletter. Come on.
Which are, not for us to criticize or praise, really. Those are policies which people have been elected.
Okay.
They're implementing them.
Yeah, why not? I'll invest in some stuff. Make it. It's pretty. It's not soundproof at all, but I'll. Let's go, brother. Dude, just you guys saw on stream. You can't LARP. You can't lie. You guys saw the trade and the call on stream live as we did it. There's no. You can't bullshit this. People are printing on these streams. And it's not a meme coin. We're not printing on meme coins.
So, as I mentioned, the economy is strong, the labor market solid, downside risks to the labor market appear to have abated, and we think disinflation continues on a slow and sometimes bumpy path. That tells me, and the other members of the committee, the broad sense of the committee actually is that we don't need to be in a hurry to adjust our policy stance. The second question was whether or
not you need to see better than expected inflation data, or just inflation data that roughly aligns with your current forecasts?
You know, it's one of those things we'll know when we see it, but more the expectation is that we will make continued progress. And, you know, that's
a good question, actually.
When we see it, it's going to have to be something that isn't just idiosyncratic. You're going to want to see, you know, continued progress with housing services inflation. You're going to want to see inflation behaving in a way that builds confidence that we are really making.
So CPI, labor market numbers, all these data points are still going to be very, very important, basically. Like, we're not done, essentially. There's a lot still to be done.
Chair Powell, Scott Horsley from NPR. In your 5-year review, you said the 2% inflation target won't be on the table. Can you talk a little about why? Is that because you think that's the right target, or is it because you don't want to move the goalpost?
The market's moving up a little bit again. That's good.
I think
We'd love to see that.
I think that goal has served us well over a long period of time. It's also the sort of global standard. I think that if a central bank wanted to look at changing that, you wouldn't do it at a time when you're not meeting it anyway. I would not look at changing it anyway, but I certainly wouldn't look at it at a time when you're not meeting it. I mean, there's just no interest at all in changing it. If I'm being at all unclear, we're not going to change the inflation goal anytime soon.
And 5 years ago, if I can paraphrase what y'all decided, was you're going to not raise interest rates preemptively to head off inflation until you see sort of the whites of the eyes of inflation, because the solid labor market was so beneficial. Have the last few years changed your thinking about that?
So what we really said was that we wouldn't look at a strong labor market and raise.
Yeah, some more
rates
questions.
unless we saw some evidence of inflation. So the thought was that we'd seen really low levels of inflation.
Yeah, maybe we could dump after the conference, but I think all dips are for buying. So if you go to bottom of the range, like here, this area, you gotta buy. That's all I can say. You still gotta be bullish, but essentially macro is still bullish. That's the main takeaway from this, is that yes, we could dump 20%, sure, but it is still net bullish over long term right now. That macro overhang is gone. So we got the next data point is actually we have a big data point coming up. Never mind. February 7th, we're gonna get the labor market data, so that should be pretty busy.
Allow inflation to run moderately above 2% for some time. That's what we said.
Why are people asking these questions?
There was nothing moderate about the overshoot. It was an exogenous event. It was the pandemic, and it happened. And our framework permitted.
These questions are so aggressive.
Quite vigorously, and we did once we decided that that's what we should do. The framework had really nothing to do with the decision. We looked at the inflation as transitory, and right up to the point where the data turned against that. And when the data turned against that in late 21, we changed our view of the rate.
These questions are insane.
4.1% unemployment and inflation way down.
He's starting to get a little hawkish, a lot less dovish towards the end. It's so annoying. How many people we got on stream?
That part of it was irrelevant. The rest of the framework worked just fine as we used it, as it supported what we did to bring inflation down.
Hello, Jerome Powell, Mark Hamrick with Bankrate. As you know, in the annual report from the Financial Stability Oversight Council, among the risks outlined is cryptocurrency. Could you talk about those risks now? And
this guy's flooding crypto?
Perhaps distinct from the concern about the financial system, do you worry that speculation in this unregulated asset class could hurt their financial well-being, or do you think it has a
Who the fuck is this guy?
household portfolio?
What a piece of shit.
Our role with Bitcoin really is to look at, with crypto, really is to look at the banks. And we think it's, banks are perfectly able to serve crypto customers as long as they understand and can manage the risks. And it's safe and sound. As a good number of our banks, right, that we regulate and supervise do that. The threshold has been a little higher for banks engaging in crypto activities. And that's because they're so new, and we don't want to make the mistake here. If you're making a choice to conduct that activity inside a bank, which is inside the federal safety net with deposit insurance, then you want to be pretty sure that it's safe and sound activity. So
he's defending BTC
against innovation, and we certainly don't want to take actions that would cause banks to.
But he's defending Bitcoin. This fucking boomer asked him a disgusting question, trying to FUD crypto, and Powell just. Powell shilling Bitcoin. Holy shit, he's bullish on Bitcoin. Bro, that guy's so pissed. He just took his glasses off. I gotta tweet this out. Powell just shilled Bitcoin on FOMC. I would have never expected this in my life. That's insane. I mean, I'm riding my long, boys. I'm riding. Powell just fucking what? Who the fuck was that reporter? He tried to FUD our bags. Piece of shit. And Powell just fucking shut him down and pumped Bitcoin. Powell just shilled Bitcoin. Meeting done. We're ending on a green candle. We love it, boys. We love it. What a fucking that was crazy till the end. I cannot. That reporter was short Bitcoin and he just got liquidated. Powell was like, "Fuck your shorts, boy." I cannot believe that guy just FUD'd Bitcoin during FOMC and Powell just fucking clapped him. Oh my god, that's amazing. That was great. I mean, I have nothing. I mean, that was an amazing. That actually was a really good FOMC. Surprisingly bullish for crypto. Literally at the end, Powell out there defending Bitcoin. Yeah, that's awesome. That was an unreal ending. I thought he would get say some bullshit towards the end, and they tried to get him on Bitcoin. And that fucking old piece of shit asked such a FUD question about Bitcoin, like, should people be allowed to do Bitcoin and shit? And he's like, yeah, as long as we're watching it. We're watching it. They're watching banks and everyone do Bitcoin. Man, these guys are Powell's long Bitcoin, baby. Powell is long Bitcoin. Kook's tweet. Let's take a look at Kook's tweet. What did he just tweet out? Kook, what did you tweet? Yeah, Powell got asked a question about Bitcoin, set up bearish question. Powell ended up shilling Bitcoin. Bro, the FOMC chairman did not shut down a Bitcoin question. Are you kidding me? Look at it. Markets taking it like that too. Look at that. When he got a little dovish, see this red candle? That's when he was being asked about tariffs. And then boom, he fucking started shilling Bitcoin to everyone. Fuck your puts, baby. It's Bitcoin season. Come on, look at dollar dumping too. Oh my god, I cannot believe I just saw that. I've been watching FOMC almost every month since it wasn't even Powell. I remember it was God, what was his name? The one before the woman. Who's Fed governor? Bernanke. That's who I started watching when it was Bernanke was the guy, and then it was Janet Yellen. Bro, none of them would have ever. I don't think ever I would have seen any Fed chairman say good things about Bitcoin. They'd be like, "Oh, it's a scam. We advise people not to take risk and shit like that." But this guy just said, "Yes, all these banks are doing. They're doing it in a very good way. We're watching them. They're allowed to do it within the framework of the Fed policy." What did this was a bigger shill of Bitcoin? This was a bigger shill of Bitcoin than BlackRock CEO, Trump, anyone doing. This guy controls the Fed Reserve, the most powerful money man in the world. His one word can change and destroy economies. He just said and somebody tried to fund him. That piece of shit guy tried to fund him on Bitcoin with the most disgusting bearish question, and he defended Bitcoin. Are you kidding me? That is awesome. How can you not be bullish? How can you not be bullish about this? Even the Fed chairman, man, you don't understand. I've been watching since 2008. I've watched almost every press conference of FOMC that's been Bernanke, Yellen, all of them. I've even watched old ones when Paulson and them were just to get history lessons, and I would have never seen anybody talk like you don't understand. I'm flabbergasted. I don't even have words how insane it is. And that piece of shit. He took his glasses off too after. Fuck, I just got liquidated. Piece of shit. Whoever it was, that guy, the guy, man, he was not a crypto-friendly guy at all. Look at that. Look at the Powell pump. Look at the Powell pump. Our Bitcoin longs from when we started, the moment we saw that purple tie, I said we're all long in Bitcoin right now. And we're printing, baby. I don't even see how much I'm up. Must be up like 40, 50 grand. Up like 25 grand. Let's go. All right. Great stream. What else? What should we anything you guys want me to look at? We've been doing this for over an hour. Anything you guys want I can look at a couple things quickly. Any shitters? Anything you guys want me to look at? What was this thing? Somebody said about Muhammad's his sword or something. Did they make a coin out of that? What else? I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about, but in the meantime, let's look up a couple coins, see what we like. Okay, this is just there's something in here. Yeah, very obviously. I think fart coin, send it, fucking send it. Not super bullish. Fart coin, yes. Look at that pump it, baby, pump it. Everything AI. He was pretty bullish about AI too, to be honest. So I like it. But I mean, Bitcoin, yeah, baby. We break through new highs. Imagine we hit new highs today off the Bitcoin fucking pump. Oh my god, that'd be amazing. What else should we look at? XRP. Yeah, love it. We got a nice big position XRP. Guys, you have to be subscribed to this. Trust me. Everybody who made money today, come on, just subscribe to this. It will be the best decision you've made. Even better decision than watching the stream. Holy shit, we got 21,000 people on this stream. Oh my god, I didn't even realize. I just thought we had a couple. Holy fuck, we got 21,000 people. Gotta be careful with meme coins. What is this? I don't know what this is. I don't like this coin. Yeah, I like this coin. Pekin. Does anyone know what the thing is? See, I'm telling you guys, join this. I'm telling you. You will not be disappointed. You made it all back in this stream on a free stream. Trust me, sign up, subscribe. I guarantee it. Thank you guys, because of you. All right, let's look at a couple of meme coins real quick, and then I'm gonna dip out. Okay. What okay? I like I mean, yeah, everybody knows I like MLG. I like Pumpkin, whatever that thing is. I like MLG. Yeah, that's doing good. I like this coin. I kind of like beans. Yeah, this is good too. I like beans. Does anyone know is there any low caps? Let me see if Artist Kitchen isn't anything. I'm trying to see if Is there any anything else you guys want me to look at real quick? Oh, Rect. I like, yeah, good call. I really like Rect coin. If you're on, this is my biggest Ethereum position. Nope, that's not the one. That's not it. I'm not shilling no 500K MCAPs. Here, this one. Very bullish this. I think this is gonna break out. Like here, we got double test at the support. I think we should break out on this soon. Like this is a good chart. I think we'll see all-time high on this again. 100 is very easy, I think. I do like that. What else do I like? Immigration customs. That's so funny. Rift. Oh yeah, that's some like airdrop, right? Anything on here you guys like? I don't know. Okay, some altcoins. So I'll tell you what altcoins I have. I have XRP. I have I mean, can you call this a fart coin, I guess? I mean, I don't know if that would be considered a an altcoin. Meme coin AI, I guess. Man, the chat is like flying. I can't even keep up. Okay, I'll just pick a couple coins because holy shit. 2,000 people in here. Let me see what all is in my portfolio, and then let's see how Pengu's doing. You guys all like Pengu, right? Yeah, still under a little bit of pressure, but it's okay. Hey, our long's still printing, still going up. Bitcoin's still going up. You know, I'm gonna put a stop market, and I'm gonna take 50% profits, okay, on my thing. On the longs we put, I'm gonna close 50% right now. Okay. Lock in some profit, you know. All right, there's God, too many things in here. What else? Am I missing anything? Man, there's just too much going on. Okay, UFD. Somebody said here. Let me take a look at that. I know that's been going through a lot of shit with the guy getting. I don't know. I don't have a position in it, but you know, I think it's nice that it's still at 132 million. I mean, that's pretty cool. It looks like they have a good, strong community. I mean, why not? If the guy dumped everything, that's fine. Now it's like a proper market thing. You know what? Like just for you guys, I'll why not? I'll throw in a little bit long on UFD just for you guys. Fart metal, right? Because I guess that's net bullish. If the guy actually did rug it, in reality that would be kind of bullish. Because he doesn't have anything left to sell, and it becomes a true community coin. So okay, just for you guys, I'll long a little bit. Why not? Why not? I always do what you guys tell me to. You guys do longs that I say. I do longs what you say. Why not? Okay. What else can we look at? I like Pengu. I like UFD. Okay, so Pengu. Oh, hype. This is my other big position. Yeah, hype doing great. Look at that. Just been consolidating, not dumping. This is gonna go new all-time high. There's no doubt about it. Very bullish on hype. Yeah, I'm not touching my hype bag. I like it. But yeah, okay. Other than that, all right, guys. We've gone through a lot. All right, we've done almost 2 hours. So, guys, I'm gonna be still trading, still making calls. Get on weeklywisdom.com. I'll be in there in the Telegram rest of the day. We're gonna be trading a lot more stuff, a lot of altcoins, meme coins, rest of the day. But we're gonna call it on stream. We had a big print. Bitcoin still pumping. Love it. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for longing Bitcoin with me. This has been a great print. I'm so happy you guys all made money with me. We're gonna be back on stream next Wednesday, okay? Or yeah, next Wednesday. Until then, thank you for your support and appreciate you guys always.